How is it going, guys? It is Chill Wednesday. Today we are talking about Tokyo Auto Salon. It just happened this past weekend and there were a lot of GR86s and BRZs, of course, with new JDM goodness installed. So I wanted to share my thoughts and also hear from you guys. If you've been enjoying the new content, please hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It truly does help to keep this channel going. But we're gonna dive in and see what we can find. We're starting right off with a banger. This is the Varus wide body kit. Somehow I forgot to include this kit when I was ranking body kits, but obviously this would have easily been an S tier. Varus does such an amazing job of making kits that not only are aggressive, but sleek at the same time. The way they incorporate the body lines of the car into the design just makes it flow and nothing is jolting to the eye. They also added a unique touch with the checkerboard carbon fiber weave. I love that you can see that in the vents of the fenders, and you've got that huge swan neck wing in the rear. This car had to have caught a lot of people's attention as they walked by, and the blue, the contrast of the blue just sets it off. There was another GR86 with their Arising 1 kit installed. The more I look at that hood, the more I fall in love with it, especially the way they left that carbon in the middle exposed. And the Advans work really well with the carbon. And then if you look at a rear quarter shot and pay attention specifically to the side skirts and the rear diffuser, you can tell they took their time and really molded it that way so that it flows perfectly from front to rear. So just a really good looking kit. Jumping over to the GR Parts Concept car, they've added a paint matched front grille garnish that seems unnecessary. And then if you go to the rear, they have rear windshield louvers and what looks to be a Vortex generator on the roof. Window louvers work on American muscle cars, but to me, they don't belong on a JDM sports car. It just looks out of place. I don't know. What do you guys think? This next one is unique, to say the least. It's the Arda Mechanics concept. Looks like a completely different car. You've got a new hood, front bumper, fenders, stock side skirts, which is surprising. And then in the rear, it's completely different. The front of this car gives me Corvette vibes, especially with those wheels. But the rear, it's like Transformer Ferrari vibes. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It doesn't look like a GR86 anymore. I didn't think I'd ever see this at Tokyo Auto Salon. It is the Easy Lip. It's essentially what we used to do to make cheap lips. Take the garage sealer that's made out of foam and double side tape it to the underside of the bumper, and voila. At the ST Garage booth, looks like they've got a paint matched kit, front lip with eyelids, which usually I'm not a big fan of eyelids, but these are pretty minimal, so I don't mind them, and they make the headlights look a little bit more aggressive. Over to the side, we have their side skirts, which isn't a full side skirt, it's just that rear portion to fill in the gap, which is interesting, and then they've got that flat design going all the way to the rear spats. It also looks like they have a rear windshield spoiler, which I think looks pretty good. Of course, HKS was at the show with their wide body black GR86. The kit looks phenomenal. It looks freaking tits. We also get a glimpse of the prototype intake that they've been working on, as well as a prototype sequential transmission that's able to hold over 500 foot-pounds of torque. That's really cool to see. And I also enjoyed seeing their wide body kit installed on a different colored car just to see what it looks like. Oh my God, this just makes me laugh. This is from GR Garage. I think it's just the front bumper, but it essentially turns the car into a Supra. They did a good job designing the front bumper. It does look like a Supra front bumper, but why? I don't understand why there's a bunch of manufacturers, maybe not a bunch, but that design parts to make one car look like another car. There must be people buying it because they're making it, but I don't know. On the sides, I think the side skirts and the rear diffuser, I think, is the Tom's kit. But again, the Tom's kit makes the car look like a Lexus. Why, damn it? There was a car with the Artisan Spirits kit installed, and you guys know I love this kit. It looks so damn good. I've only seen it on the BRZ, so it was cool to see it on the GR86. The cracking paint wrap is kind of questionable. To me, it takes away some of the elegance of the kit. But if you look past that, The car looks fantastic, and even the quad tip exhaust kinda is growing on me. Kinda, just a little bit. At the Axle Auto booth, there was a bunch of new parts. They had 3 different cars, 2 GR86s and 1 BRZ. They had a red, white, and blue theme going on. We'll take a look at the red one first. This has their lip kit on it that kind of morphs the front bumper into a different design with that black upper section, and then it extends the red down under. They also continued the bumper garnish down and towards the front to create a C shape that's unique. And I like that instead of just sticking a new side skirt onto the bottom of the OEM one, they completely redesigned a replacement that changes the whole look of that side. Let's jump over to the white one. So this has a new front bumper, hood, fenders, and the design of the front bumper is really aggressive, and aesthetically that vent in the front bumper flows through to the vent in the hoods. You have the same vent design in the fenders as well. Same side skirts, and then in the rear you have a super aggressive rear diffuser with those strakes. Honestly, don't mind this kit. It has those Need for Speed vibes. And yeah, I think it looks pretty cool actually. Let's take a look at the blue BRZ. So this has the same hood, fenders, side skirts. In the rear, it looks like there's some over fenders, but I don't have a shot of the rear. And then obviously a different front lip for that BRZ bumper, but a lot of different options from Axle Auto. Shabbata had their GR86 drift car displayed with their wide body kit installed, and it certainly looks the part. Really, really aggressive looking kit, and it's got in the rear a huge vent to probably help with airflow to get that tire smoke out, and a massive swan neck wing. I think I'm seeing more and more swan neck wings on these cars than I did for the previous generation, so must be trendy. The Valenti booth was probably one of the things that I was most looking forward to seeing because they're known for their taillights, and I can afford a set of taillights. I can't afford any of these wide body kits. And I gotta say, these taillights look fantastic. I love the design of these. They've got the iconic boomerang that Valenti is known for. You've got the sequential turn signals on the bottom, and then I believe those slashes in the middle are the brake light. It just flows really well with the rear end of the car. I need to figure out how I can get my hands on these, and I'm curious to know what you guys think as well. So comment down below what you think on these Valenti taillights. This is another taillight design that was debuted at the show from Crystal Eye. They incorporated the LED bar in the middle of the trunk as well, which I'm a big fan of, but I don't think I like the actual taillights themselves. They simplified it too much. It's just the 2 straight LED bars and then the halos. It's just not doing it for me. And we also have to talk about this crazy looking body kit on this car. I'm not sure which kit this is. It's the TRD lip kit, but it also has a wide body kit built around it. The front looks absolutely nuts. And then if you look at the side, it has a huge vent where the rear of the door is, like a C8 Corvette or a Lamborghini. It looks crazy. Maxarito had a booth there with their red GR86, but their cars were kind of close together, so I couldn't find any shots of the side. But going over to the Apex I booth, their car had the Maxarito kit installed, and we also got to look at their carbon fiber pieces in the engine bay. We've got their carbon fiber engine cover, and the intake snorkel completely changes how the engine bay looks, and I am a huge fan. At the Beat Rush booth, they've got a BRZ displayed with their front splitter installed and a couple other goodies like the tow hook and strut bars. But the main thing is that intake you see there. A unique box design, and it looks like it has a hose that goes to what I would assume is the vent in the bezel of the front bumper to feed more cold air in there. So interesting design there. Honestly, don't know how to pronounce this. I think it's Klebe. I don't know. Tell me how wrong I am in the comments section. But I think the hood design here looks fantastic. I would definitely rock that. The front lip looks massive. I like the side skirts and how it goes up and fills in that gap, and then it has that paint match section there. And then at the rear, it looks like they've got an actual rear diffuser with strakes that may look like they work. And then again, a big old swan neck wing. The Voltex booth, hot damn, it looks so good. The whole kit just flows so well, front to rear. It looks fantastic. My favorite part of the kit, besides the rear diffuser, because I've always wanted a Voltex rear diffuser, has to be the side skirts, the rear section of the side skirts, and I'll tell you why. The OEM side skirts have a big gap in that back section where it flows back towards the center of the car, and a lot of wide body kits don't close that gap and just leave it open. They designed this so it flows back out and goes into the rear over fender, and it just works. I would give up one of my nuts for this kit. The front kind of looks like they extended it out a little bit. Oh, that hood. That hood looks like the same hood as the Klebe kit that we just talked about. I'm not sure if it's actually the same hood, but oh, it looks so elegant and modern and sleek. I just want it. I want it. So anyway, let's put this stuff away. We've got the Garage Very booth next. They actually make a front bumper vent that I wanted to install on my FRS, but their GR86 kit is really unique. We just spoke about how the Voltex kit does a really good job of filling in that gap in the rear side skirt. Garage Very did their own really unique design in that section here. I'd be curious to see that outer portion paint matched and then the inner portion stays the carbon fiber. I think that would actually look pretty cool, but I think they did a good job of making something different and not going the easy route here. And then on the back, on the trunk, we've got a really cool looking 3-piece spoiler. I know that's not gonna be for everybody, but it's different. And I like that they're thinking outside the box, and I think that actually looks pretty cool, and I'm curious to see. I would love to see those side skirts in person. I'm not sure about the front of the side skirts there, and they replace the vent on the fender as well, but I really like the rear portion of the side skirt design. It's a unique touch. Cool Racing had their cars displayed. I think I gave this wide body kit an F when I ranked it. It just looks so funky, and it's bulgy to me. It doesn't look right. It looks weird. The rear looks kind of cool in a Need for Speed kind of way. I would have put that on my car when I was playing Need for Speed as a kid. But the whole kit together, it doesn't look good. Their lip kit isn't terrible. The lip kit is not terrible. But I remember the one thing I said about the lip kit is the rear spoiler. It's a really weird looking design that just disrupts the whole flow of the rear end. Also those vents, the kind of flares and then that go into the vents in the rear bumper are also kind of weird. But it's got a whole vibe going on throughout the whole kit, I gotta say. Liberty Walk is next with their iconic huge over fenders, and the more I see pictures of this kit, the more I kind of hate it. The front end especially, it just looks like a big gaping mouth and the car is just like, sorry. I don't know if it's the angle of this photo or what. It looks like they extended the front bumper out just the tiniest bit, and it looks weird. The car at the Valenti booth, let me go find that. So the car at the Valenti booth also had the Liberty Walk kit installed, it looks like. And yeah, the front bumper just looks weird. That opening and the way they designed that upper portion of the front bumper is awkward. It is cool though, the carbon fiber weave that they have on those over fenders, but I still don't think they look very good. This is the Result kit. Had a few people ask me about this kit. It looks crazy. It's giving me some crazy Lamborghini vibes, especially with how the front bumper is designed and how sharp the corners are. We've got the scissor butterfly doors. The design of the hood is interesting. I'm not sure what that black portion in the middle there, if that's a big vent or if it's just painted black. I will say though, those T's look bomb on this. I can't hate on that. And the rear end, I really don't mind. It's a massive rear wing on there, but I think it's just the front that's throwing me off, and the doors, I don't like that, but I do think the rear end looks pretty good, but the front end is pretty hard to get over if you're not into that look. It's aggressive, but kind of out there. WinMax had two different setups. They've got a BRZ that's rally prepped, it's lifted, rally wheels and tires. It looks the part, it looks legit. And then they've got a GR86 with a Voltex lip kit on there that looks pristine. Solid booth without doing too much. We've got some carbon fiber bits at the With Corporation booth. The hood is a unique design with the vents flowing back from the headlights. I don't mind the front lip, that is simple and sleek. Same with the side skirts. The fender garnish they got going on is kind of weird because it just flows straight back and ends at the door, so I'm not so sure about that. And then in the back, they've got this tiny little spoiler on top of the trunk. It's cute. It's a cute little thing. This is the new Ings kit that was displayed. This is actually different than the kit that I reviewed, and I actually really like how this looks. The front bumper is not too crazy. It flows well into the fenders and the hood. They kept it simple. And again, I liked that they took the side skirts and did a full replacement instead of just adding to the OEM side skirts. That rear section looks really good with how they designed that. They got rid of that big gap in the OEM side skirts, and they made it flow well into the new rear bumper that they designed as well. I don't think I have a good look at that, but I like how this looks. I'm gonna be looking for more angles of this kit. Provo also debuted a set of taillights for the GR86 and BRZ this year. At first glance, I thought these were SARD taillights, but they are different. Personally, I'm not a big fan because I don't like just the two halos. I don't think it flows well with the rear end of the car, but I do know that there are some people that enjoy this type of taillight, so have at it. We're ending with the Super GT BRZ, and like the GT300 GR86, it looks amazing. It's a proper functional race car in your face, super aggressive, and that rear end with the massive, gigantic rear diffuser and swan neck wing. It's just so good. And that wraps it up, guys. Let me know what you guys think on the new GR86 and BRZ parts. Comment down below. One day, I'll be able to go back to Tokyo Auto Salon and see everything again in person. If you guys are enjoying the content, please hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. If you want to help support the channel, check out the merch on the driven.media website. I'll be restocking the shirts and such soon and adding more designs as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.